Hey, what's up, guys? Be here again, and I'm not gonna be able to do a stream later today, so I just wanted to get a tiny little video out of some top watches for not just tomorrow, but for the week. And I'll start with the chart that I posted in chat. But I'm looking for Tesla to have 1-2 days tops of coming back to this trend line, but I do expect to see a continued run here on Tesla. I think what I was saying in my message, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was saying not just from a technical standpoint, but from a fundamental standpoint, Tesla has a lot of room to go up. People seem to think that this is high. This is not that high compared to what Tesla can be at. They're only at a 400 and something billion market cap. That's not a lot for a company like Tesla that we haven't truly found a value for yet. So I'm looking for a continued run on Tesla over the next couple weeks. I'll probably even be grabbing a swing on that one. Apple's another one I think has more room to run. It's kind of doing this ascending or not ascending. I kind of just drew that line on the all-time high now, which is kind of weird seeing the numbers change, guys. But the price action did not change. Nothing changed here. These are still our same levels. You know, if you still have levels there, they're still there. You know, nothing changes. Just the numbers changed. Okay, so don't be worried about that. But I'm looking for a continued run on Apple as well. A lot of the uninformed investors seem to think that these numbers are sales, which, in my opinion, you know, I think Apple will go up from here. But a lot of people are going to see this and be, you know, think sale, sale, sale. Another thing that's coming into play for Tesla and Apple especially are fractional shares. Fractional shares have become so popular over the past year, 2 years now, that they're even promoting them on the front page of not just Robinhood, but almost every broker has fractional shares now, where you can just, you know, put $1 on a stock like Apple or Tesla, and you have part of a share. You don't have to own an entire share to actually have money in it. So fractional shares are becoming a very, very big thing now. So those are the two biggest plays that I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for long swings into the later part of 2020, as well as scalping the pre-market levels that we get tomorrow, of course. But I'm going to be looking for a continued run over the next couple months on Apple and Tesla, which in turn will probably help carry the Qs. So there you go. But some other stocks, as you guys know, I'm going to be watching are BA, NVDA, BYND. So I'm just going to go through those a little bit too. I just wanted to cover Apple and Tesla and why I think that. I'm not going to make this video public. I just kind of want it to be for you guys because I do think this is a pretty hot take. So if you agree, awesome. If you don't, then that's awesome too. You know, it's perfect part about analysis. We'll see. You know, it doesn't even matter about who's right or not, but we'll see what goes on. But I truly think they'll be super bullish over the next couple of months. You might see some small retest tomorrow, maybe. I won't quite know 100% how it's going to react tomorrow, but we'll see. I honestly think we just skyrocket, though. But here on BA, I was just marking this level because I like this. It's a gap range here. You got a good resistance here and here. You got a good resistance turn support here before it skyrockets. And this is where it came back down to hit. So got a good strong line there at the 154. So I'm just marking that for longer term. Probably going to start setting some alerts, too, on some of these plays for swings. I'm going to start using TTM squeeze and hiking together. I was running some back tests for a little bit this weekend, and it was super, super accurate. So it even makes the hike and a she swing strategy a lot better. So I'll try and have a video done for that soon. But here on BA, I do like that we're doing that second, you know, ascending triangle. We had one here before the pop. I think we were drawing it here before, yeah. So you got one, and then you kind of got two forming now. So I'm looking for a break up above this again. If it does happen to be a bullish market, which I think airlines are going to start trying to pick back up a little more too as more stuff starts to open, because they, surprisingly not, they're actually opening a lot of stuff now. I think a lot of the COVID stuff starting to ease up a little bit, especially since there's mixed reports about, like, and I haven't seen 100%, you know, facts on this yet, but it seems like a lot of the COVID deaths were like there were some deaths that weren't COVID related. So you might see some changed numbers over the weekend, but we'll see. You know, it could have been biased report that I saw, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the COVID numbers. I'm gonna start looking into that more after this. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on in the world right now, so we definitely got to keep that in check. But here, I'm just gonna mark this this past high of this other ascending triangle, or descending triangle. Sorry. Good gap there. Support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. So that over a long period of time, I think that 180.50 is going to be a very, very strong level to break above. So I'll be looking for, you know, towards the middle of the week to hopefully maybe break that if it does end up being like this one where it just breaks out. But you might get a small rejection here from a technical analysis standpoint. So you might see it move down, retest this line again, and push higher. Best case, though, I think it moves, you know, see this low right here? It'd be even better if it just, you know, came down to this low and then popped back up and went to go test that 180.50 and then maybe get your bigger move. So I'm going to be looking for BA for a bigger move. A downside too, though, you know, I don't want to be biased. Downside too, it could, you know, could go through here and even fail this and have to test, you know, the bottom of this triangle. So I'll be looking, you know, for that because it did just kind of do a pretty strong rising channel into this one. So we'll see if it comes back down and tests this over a period of time. I don't think it goes this low again, though, in my personal opinion. Worst case, I could see it maybe going towards like 140s and stuff, but I just can't see it going back to lower 100s again. This was like a really big buy spot for people, so I mean that's a rounding bottom right there. They just instantly picked that up. So BA is a big one I'm going to be watching for. NVIDIA continuing its all-time high run. And this ties back into that video if you guys want to check it out. If you didn't already, how to, you know, draw levels on all-time highs. So we're just going to zoom in on this. And again, I'm just marking where buyers chilled out and you had to do more consolidation. The consolidation I'm talking about is this. See, flag down, caught support here, pushed up. And you get kind of more of a bullish rectangle on this one. A little jagged there. Push up again. So right now the all-time high is where current price is. So we're going to be looking for psychological levels here. I'm going to be looking to see, you know, pre-market, of course, is going to be the most important for NVIDIA tomorrow. I don't think any of this is going to be able to help us. Yeah, none of this is going to be able to help us. So in the morning, I'm going to be looking for NVIDIA as a top watch, especially with those other three, just because I think if we do have a bullish market with Apple and Tesla, I think some other stocks are going to rally, continue to rally. So worst case, you know, you get a retest back to here, or even worse, you know, or even better, I mean, down to here. Get a retest down to this line, and then you get another flagpole. Or we're going to have a bullish Monday, and you're going to see this open up towards the 530s. So I'll be looking at the next psychological number, 530. That'll be my next level to watch. And then, of course, you know, right after, 535, 540, 550, 560. Those would be the next levels I watch for the continued rally here on NVIDIA. I don't really watch AMD a whole lot. What's another one? Oh, yeah, BYND. I wanted to cover BYND because BYND's been very boring these past couple weeks. So this jump right here, by the way, was news related. That was the store, the e-commerce store. So let's mark. Wait, where's it at? Let's go to the daily with max available time. So I always like to come back here and just test this. Anybody who's watched me chart BYND knows why I mark these. It's just the most important gap on the screen. So we got that. Let's draw us a trend line. You got one touch here, almost a touch there. Not the prettiest line. Let's go ahead and mark our high right here. It's bearish because the body of the candle is lower. Got a lower high there. You have your not all-time high, but you have your high, then you have a lower high. Again, you have it here, which I don't want to draw that because it's kind of a weak trend line if you're depending on one of the points of the trend line to be where current price is, because that's not really, you know, helping. That's just you're just drawing a pivot at that point, so that doesn't really help you. Let's see another level. I like that I drew those lines in the far left and they ended up being perfect right here. Right there, right there, right there. Support. Kind of just sticking around it. So we're still making a decision on this gap range, it looks like. If support is held above this 129.50 though, expect a move like this. So I'm going to just try and focus on this price action right here. So just mark this high right here. Just looking right here. Support, support, support. Resistance of the gap. So if we're going to continue bullish, I'm going to be looking for those 142s. Above those 142s, I'm going to be looking for, I mean, best case scenario, this 162s, but let's draw another line here that's a little more realistic. Let's draw that gap range. I drew that just because of this, which also happened to be a good resistance right here. Support here, resistance here. It's also a lower high from here to here, so that's good. Or higher low from, or sorry, higher high from here to here if you go backwards. Lower high if you go here to here. So I'll be looking for the 142s above that, the 147.50s. So yeah, it looks like you have a tiny gap range here that can be filled. That could be filled right here on beyond. I'm going to be looking for the break here. It looks like the best point would be above 134, 134.50s, which I didn't draw, you know, the exact line. The exact line would be 134.30s. So yeah, just say 134.50. Break above 134.50 looks like a pretty good chance of going up to the higher 130s, and then even trying to tap into that 142 would be a second target. So this is probably what I'll try and focus on for beyond, is this gap fill if we go to the upside, which it's actually like right here. We'll be looking for this gap fill, and then that'll be our second target for the upside. For the downside, I'm looking for the break of 129.50 to possibly refill the gap right below it. Right here. Let's delete this. Let's mark the bottom side of that. Yeah, so I'll be looking for below 129.50 to the 125s again. I really doubt we break this trend line though, because we have good fundamental news. Beyond's doing okay during the pandemic. They're not, you know, losing a shit ton of money like some companies are. They're starting up the e-commerce, so they got a lot of good fundamental going up with them as well. But I think these are the zones I'm going to be looking for the price action on the moves there. So that's 5. I'll probably do one more. What's one more that I want to start looking at? I need to relook at this with the strategy I want to show y'all. I guess I'll make that for the end of this video. Right here. Add selected. Apply. And then Hikinashi. So let's just stay on this. So here in McDonald's, one of my favorite swinging stocks, which you always want to have reasoning when you draw your lines. Support, support, resistance turn support right here. Support, so that's a good line. And I'm just, you know, looking at long term. But right here on McDonald's, we're going to be looking for not just this break, but this break as well. So Beyond has about, how much money is that? Or how many dollars is that? Yeah, so it's not that big of a range. So what I'm going to be looking for here on McDonald's, is a re-break above of this level. Now, what I would prefer to see, so we can get 100% momentum on this, as you see TTM Squeeze is giving out a little bit as it kind of rejected that. I'm kind of wanting to see a retest of this level. I don't know if it'll go that low again, but I swear, if you guys see 200, buy long swings on McDonald's, unless we go back into some black hole of fundamental news on the entire market again. Some catalytic event happens, but I don't think that'll happen again for a little bit. Right here, though, I marked that line because of the double top here before it broke this. Kind of had a small cup and handle here on the Hikinashi. But why I want it to go here is just like on the BB system. It's the same thing. I want to get a stronger entry. You know, this was a good entry. That would have been amazing, which I think Holy Fire and a few other people actually did play this. I think I even saw Nick and someone else post some stuff too. So for a bigger move, I'm going to look for this retest here. If we do continue up, I'm looking for above this. Because once buyers break into a new zone, they're going to break out big time. But I'm going to try and double confirm all that price action with TTM Squeeze instead of just going off a break in volume. I also kind of want to throw in the momentum here, because momentum is very important when you're looking at the bigger time frames. So you have the darker blue, just like in the TTM Squeeze video. If you guys want to go check that out, it's also in the premium playlist. All the gold stuff that we post for chat is in that playlist. So if you ever, you know, think you're missing out on something, it's probably in that playlist. But for bigger entry, I'll be looking for that retest here. Targets are definitely going to be this range, of course. If we don't go down that far, I won't be surprised, because there is some price action supports here that's, you know, higher than this. Actually, about right here. Drawing that just because those are supports before we went back down. When it pushed back up, this is where it caught support to continue back up to reject this line, which is why we have that other range. And then you even have a retest of it right here before it broke back below. So, whoops. So that 207 is also where I'm going to be looking for this kind of movement, where I was saying, you know, like the BB system, where does the retest on the 80%. So I'll be watching for a momentum change as well as volume coming in whenever we do get here. I want to see lowering volume as we get to one of these two levels, just to confirm the support. And then I'm going to want to see maybe a day or two of rebuttaling, some consolidation, and then you'll see a big pop after. But those target levels are probably going to remain right there. If you guys want to mark those down, you can. Set your alerts. I'm probably not going to set my alerts on here. I'll just use something else. But the alerts will be these levels here and these levels. So I hope this video helped anyone for the top watches for the week ahead of us. If you guys have any charts, drop it in the... You could even just do homework submission or just do the technical analysis channel and just tag me. I'd really like to see what you guys got or what you guys are really focused on. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.